morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, and it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I'm so very happy. Jarvis and Jack. Of course, you guys know Jarvis Percheron, Jack's Tennessee Walker. And this is their makeshift run-in for the moment. I wanted to give you guys a quick tour of the whole pasture and what I've done to prepare to get these guys here. It's been a long time coming that I've wanted them on my own property, and I boarded them, and they're my first two horses ever. Not that I haven't been around horses enough, or I have not ridden my horses my whole entire life and blah blah blah, but you know, I've learned my fair share. But I bought these two guys at an auction in Madison, North Carolina, and I bought them last February, and I boarded them at, and I'm going to do this, and it's going to be a shameless plug, but Long Creek Stables in Dallas, North Carolina. The owners there are amazing. They, if you want a trail horse, and I'm going to tell you, I've been around a lot of barns before. I've seen a lot of horses. I've seen a lot of the ways that they keep stables and so forth. And Long Creek might not be the prettiest with all the white, beautiful fencing and the manicured pastures and all that stuff, but they have made a place where you can prep your horse for any trail. I mean, any trail. There's rocky areas, there's sloped areas, there's trails along on their property, there's places where it's just completely eroded and you see a lot of dirt. There's little tight areas to go through. There's really nice pastures, there's wet stuff, there's woods, there's doodaddies all over the place up by your tack room where you're grooming your horse so they can get used to things flying around and being bumped into, and there's people and there's dogs and there's chickens and turkeys and ducks. I mean, the place is completely amazing. It is horsey heaven for somebody who wants to prepare their horse for any trail out there. And I mean, it's just amazing. So anyway, that's enough for them. I want to say thank you very much to them, because without them, I wouldn't be able to have these two. So I learned from a whole bunch of different people when it came to building this pasture, how to build it properly, how to make it horsey safe. Yes, that's not horsey safe, and neither are all of those wires, the cabling. Well, it's just rope. It's just rope. But that's not horsey safe, because they could, go through it and they could hurt themselves, and that's a tripping hazard. Yes, I get it. And all the cinder blocks, but they're not doing anything but eating. So it's big enough. We're going to put some plywood up, and we're going to make some walls and doors and all sorts of fun stuff. So this is just temporary, because I wanted to move it and it's just too big to move. So I just had to put something up to block the wind. So they come in here and I feed them because it's just easier. So, all right, so here I am in the morning. It's 3 minutes already. I can get my trusty chai. I got my chai tea this morning. It's so nice. So, there's pasture so far. I'll bring you over here first. This, eventually, there's gonna be a rope going off here. This is going to be the area for like a quarantine, or if my friends come by with their horses, and they can stay up here while my guys are down there, and we can still see them from the house, make sure everybody's okay. So it's round. I tried not to have any corners here. I read on a lot of articles and watched a lot of videos on a lot of people, Rick Gore being one of my favorites. I've paid attention to Clinton Anderson and all those other Australian people, the old guy, move the hip and all that stuff. So I've kind of taken into account all of what they've said. Mostly Rick. I'm not going to be upset about my husband. He's like, you have an infatuation with him, but no, I don't. I just think he's a real smart guy, and I like the way he speaks. But anyway, so I tried to make this as round as possible. I've got to come through here with a rake and rake all these little piles. These are brand new. But So that's that. And then I've got, this is just the upper side. I've got 2 acres per horse. I know that's North Carolina minimum, but we've got another 4 acres that we can clear out. We just got to get somebody who wants to buy the wood to grab it. This is a people fence. It's not electrified, but the horses don't know it. There's going to be that gate that's right there. We're going to put that in. Looks like they're done. I'm going to put that in here, but the horses don't know that this is not electrified, but it's just a people gate right now. So there's 2 buckets. There's this one, and then there's one way over there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not going to zoom in because I have my hands full. But it's over there. This is the east side, and that's the west side. And Rick did a little video not too long ago about the temperature of the water in the different places, the way the buckets are turned and so forth. And I'm going to say there was something to it, because this bucket in the morning yesterday, because it was 32 degrees and it was a little chilly, there was a little bit of ice around the outside. Not so much on the middle, but just on the outside. And that one way over there, let me see if I can put my cup down. There we go. That one over there on the west side, that one was nearly covered in ice. And it's still facing like the same type of direction as this one. It's not long way, it's this way. And it was just covered in ice. So there's something to be said with this being over here and that one being over there, and wind and all that other good stuff. So I don't know, but that's what I know. This wasn't icy, that was icy. That's all I know. So, so that's that. And then that's probably not the best place for water, I guess, right next to a gate, but it's not food. I probably should move it. I probably will move it, probably down here somewhere. But I wanted to that's why I put that there, because when I put the fence up here for the people who come to visit, they had water. That's why I put this here, because I'm going to put the fence right here, and that way the horses that come stay here, they'll have water, and I won't have to have a 3rd bucket. That's why I did that. So that's why it's near a gate. 2 gates, actually. So that's probably one of the poorest designs, but there was a reason behind it. And they're still in there. It's Jack's little butt. Hey Jack, when do you get in trouble? Hey Jarvis. I know, it's a little short for you in there. Don't put your head up. You'll bump your head. Okay, fire pit. Cinder blocks, not supposed to be there. I know, tripping hazard, but they've gone around it and they haven't tripped on it. So get over it. Lots of more pasture. I've got all these little insulators up here because I'm going to put an electric wire up here. Jarvis has put his head over the fence to say hello to the dogs, and I don't want him to accidentally bump into it any more than he should, because he's just so big. He's telling Jack to go away in there. Silly horses. Oh yeah, that's a hay barn too on the other side, so that's where my hay is. So over here I have their salt block. See, I have things all over the place, because at the barn where they were boarding, there were things for them to do, things for them to see and wander around and do. Here it's kind of sterile for the moment because it's new. So I want to try to give them something to do. So there are their salt blocks. They have 2. Again, it's on the west side. The sun comes in this way. I'll probably move it, most likely, when the summer comes around, because I don't want it in the sun because they get really, really super hot. So I'll probably move it underneath one of the shade trees near the water bucket or something. And again, the water bucket will probably be moved again because of all the leaves in the fall will probably fall into it. I have a skimmer that'll skim out of it, but it'll be better that I don't need to do that, because I don't want any leaves falling into it and getting all yucky and crappy. But for now, in the wintertime, there's no leaves, and that'll work. So there's a little bit of leaves in there. This seems to be their favorite bucket. They seem to come over here versus over there more, so I'm not really sure why. There's a Jarvis slobber. Yay, gotta love the slobber. So, looks like I gotta clean that up a little bit. So it goes around and it goes all the way around and all the way around, and there's going to be a big gate here, and right now that's where our makeshift beginning of the fence is. I put out some hay for them just to give them some choice, and they haven't touched it at all, which doesn't surprise me because all of that is a hay field and all of this is regular grass. I don't know what that is. I'll have to research it and make sure that they can not eat it. And then it goes down around the juniper. I did pretty good with this circle. I'm pretty impressed with myself on this one. And it goes up and around, and it goes underneath the oak tree, and those are 2 apple trees. I was going to cut them down because they look like they were going to fall down, but I think what I'll do is I'll probably do something with this area here, pull that up or something, I don't know, and stake them up a little bit better. Because I don't really like that there, because if they decide to walk over it or even through it, I mean, they will trip on that. So I don't like that. But it was like that when I bought the house on both sides. So anyway, I'll probably do that there. This will be interesting in the summer. There'll be a lot of apples for the horses and they can eat them. But that's that. That's the pasture. They've got all this room, and they do run. I've seen them run. So they are enjoying their area. And that's pretty much it, you know. I'll probably put some stuff out, or I don't know. If anybody's got any ideas on what I could do, where I could possibly move things, I'm all open for ideas and suggestions. Because, like I said, this was my very first design, and I took a bunch of people's ideas into account. And, oh, there they go. They're coming. And see what they're gonna do. Jack! Jarvis! It's so nice to come out here in the morning in my pajamas. I got my Deadpool pajamas and my camo shirt, my cowboy boots. Yeah, I'm a fashion statement this morning. That's okay. It's actually really nice that I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to get dressed. I can just throw on my boots and come on out. Come on, Jarvis! Jarvis! There they are. What you doing, buddy? What you doing? Are you gonna come out? There he is. He doesn't do anything but walk. I saw him run just a minute, and it was actually kind of fun to watch him run. But he doesn't really run for much of anything. He trots sometimes, but not very much. Come on, bud. Come on, come on. Come say hi. There's my boy. Come on. Come on, come on. Now I'm back up. Come on. Come on. He's like, what are you doing? You're just standing there in the middle of the field. And Jack's still in there. Yes, I know. Come on, Jarvis. 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 There's nothing in there for you. Come on, buddy. But it's a beautiful day today, and we still have a lot more work to do. This is just the beginning, and I can't wait to have a dedicated place for my tack and so forth. And I guess he wants to go back in and make sure Jack might not be eating something that he shouldn't be getting into. I haven't been giving them as much food as I was at the other barn because they've got so much grass to eat. I don't want them to get sick. But they're pooping, they're peeing, they're drinking water, so they're not colicking. And that's that. Can't even see Jack. Jack's way in there. Can't see him because he's dark brown. Gotta check out the wheelbarrow. Side of the fence. See, he don't care. He's gonna rush Jack out. He's gonna check everything out. He's not gonna hurt himself. So I'd like to be able to insulate that. I want to put up, like I said before, I want to put up some wood on the outside. I'd like to insulate it. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. There's Jack and Jarvis. They're just going to hang out in there, I think. Because I caught them sleeping in front of it this morning. Jack and his little alfalfa forelock cut. Everybody told me not to do it. They're like, no, don't cut it that way. Don't cut it straight. And I did. Because there was another horse, another Tennessee Walker at the barn that she was the same size pretty much as him, and they both looked exactly the same. They were the same color. But she had a little star on her forehead, but her forelock would cover the star. So every once in a while, like first thing in the morning, when I'm exhausted and I'm up at 6 to make sure I get to the barn by 8 to feed them, yes, the typical, oh, this is not your horse. Oh, it's not my horse? No, it's not your horse. That happened to me once. I fed Calypso thinking it was Jack, and I'm like, what? Because Calypso went after Jarvis. She's very food possessive. And I was like, what has gotten into you, Jack? And it wasn't Jack, so I shooed her away, and Jack came in. And so that's why I cut his forelock the way I did, because it was very easy after that to figure out who was who. Especially when they were just kind of really far away, you could definitely tell who was who. So I'm going to end this there. And again, like I said, if you have any ideas, I made this video specifically for my friends and my family who have iPads and are not on Facebook, because they haven't been able to see what I've been doing over the past 2.5 weeks. So this is all of theirs. The rest of the property goes out through those trees right there. So if anybody has some hardwoods that they want and know a lumber company that wants to buy the wood, I'm over here in East Bend, North Carolina. Come make me an offer, take all my trees. So, all right, that's that. And, oh, see, Jarvis. Jarvis! What are you doing, buddy? What are you looking at? All right, have a good day, guys.